I see we are already streaming live to our YouTube channel. And I believe today is going to be a phenomenal event. All right. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I see several people have enrolled to the 3% 300 strategy. Okay, all right. Beautiful, beautiful. How many of you are already enjoying the strategy? If you're on the call and you already enjoy the strategy, you are really enjoying the strategy. How many of us here? How many of us here? Your event. All right. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I see several people have enrolled to the 3% 300 strategy. Okay, all right. Beautiful, beautiful. How many of you are already enjoying the strategy? If you're on the call and you already enjoy the strategy. All right, I hope now everything is okay. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Everything is cleared. Okay, wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is important because I personally believe for someone to be successful, right? This is me. For someone to be successful, there are three important ingredients that must be available for someone to achieve success. Everybody all over the world receives an opportunity. So many people get into good businesses. So many people have been part of Royalq, but a few have been able to make $1 million. The question is, haven't these people know how to trade? Beautiful. There are people who have big capital, ladies and gentlemen. There are people who have big capital. There are people who have all the knowledge in cryptocurrency, but have not yet been able to make millions of dollars in crypto. Is it that they lack the knowledge? Right? Is it that they lack the knowledge, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think? There are so many people, there are so many friends I know that have a lot of skills in crypto. There are even some people I know that have a lot of capital in crypto, but they have also failed to crack their first $1 million. Some have failed to crack their first $200,000. Ladies and gentlemen, although capital is key, although skills are important, if these are available without a strategy, it is hard to win. Have you heard of amazing coaches, ladies and gentlemen, that have a lot of skills? Amazing coaches, ladies and gentlemen, that have a lot of experience, but they have failed to take trophies all over the world. What could be the problem? Yes, they have the skill. Yes, they have the experience, but they lack a strategy. What makes us, the crypto ambassadors, in combination with the superstars, amazing is that this time around, we understand that some of you have so many skills. We understand that some of you have the money it takes, but you need a strategy. You need a winning strategy, right? I'm not a pastor, but usually when I come to share, I love to share one thing, ladies and gentlemen. For the Bible says in Proverbs, if my people lack vision, they perish. Nobody can achieve something without a vision. So we are now saying this time around, we are tackling the next bull run with a strategy. We are tackling the next bull run with a tactic. We are tackling the next bull run, ladies and gentlemen, with a strategy that has the power and the ability to lift you financially. Now, the 3% 300-day strategy, ladies and gentlemen, is one of its own kind that does not only look at you winning, but also preserves you from suffering with too much floating loss. It does not only look at preserving you from getting into floating loss. This strategy, ladies and gentlemen, also has power and ability to turn your finances around. Are you ready? Who is here and is ready to understand the power that is seated in the 3% 300 days? So give me some love hearts. Let me see people who are excited to understand how powerful this is, how they're going to use it to change their finances. Today, this is the first Zoom of its own kind. I've never done this Zoom, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever I'm going to share on this Zoom is pure and new. Ladies and gentlemen, it's better you pay maximum attention. It's better you get where it right. It's better you look at it with critique. it is better, ladies and gentlemen, you make sure you don't miss any point that I'm going to share tonight. All right, good, Julius. Let's roll. Having been in Royalq for the last 19 months, and having looked at the business itself, ladies and gentlemen, and found out how so many people spend so many months struggling with little capital and striving to make it a big capital, which is not easy for them. The 30% 300-day strategy is a strategy that is enabling you trade at least one coin a day 300 times. One coin a day 300 times. According to the statistics, ladies and gentlemen, the next Bitcoin halving is going to happen 443 days. If we close today, we shall be 442 days. I count every day. I have a countdown. It's counting. It's counting every day. We have 400. If someone was joking with this strategy, you better wake up. It is 443 days. If we close today, 3 hours from now, we shall be 442 days to the next Bitcoin halving. Now, what is the Bitcoin halving? What happens when we get the Bitcoin halving? What is this stuff? What is this event, ladies and gentlemen, called the Bitcoin halving? Ladies and gentlemen, the market has a cycle of 4 years. Can you type 4 in the chat? The market has a cycle of 4 years. Can you type 4 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? Can you type 4 in the chat? The market has a cycle of 4 years. 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years. And after 4 years, there is something that happens. After 4 years, there's something that happens. After 4 years, there's something that happens. But ladies and gentlemen, the market has 3 important years on the 4 years. Close 3 important to 4 years. 3 years specifically. And these years, the market starts to go up. Then the Bitcoin halving happens. After the Bitcoin halving has happened, ladies and gentlemen, the market continues to go up a little bit. Then after that, the market starts to go down. That is the cycle of the BTC, and it is repeatedly. I would love to, let me see if I can have that picture so that I create a clear meaning of the future. So let me just pick this picture here. Just a minute. Let me pick this picture here. All right. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Let me pick this picture for you here so that I could be able to create a clear meaning. All right. I'm running very fast. Okay, good. I'm about to get there. Before I go into the statistics for today that I have, I'm going to spend not more than 35 minutes. Not more than 35 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, good. Okay. All right. Okay, now let's talk about this. History does not predict the future. These words were not written by me. These words were written by a billionaire in the crypto market space by the name of Caesar. Okay, but this is the history of the 4-year cycle so far of the Bitcoin. Since it was released in the market in 2009, we had it in the market for the very, very first time, ladies and gentlemen, in 2010. And this is the Bitcoin track record of resiliency. Now, on the first part here, we have what we call the years. We have the start price. We have the end price. We have the annual return. Okay. And we have the minimum price in draw, and we have the current price in lows. Okay, now let's look at this. In 2010, when the year was starting, the price of Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, just a minute. In 2010, ladies and gentlemen, the price of Bitcoin was 0.08. By the end of the year, it was 0.3. It made a profit of $275. In 2011, the price started from 0.3 to $4. And ladies and gentlemen, it had an increase of 1,317%. In 2010, 12, ladies and gentlemen, in 2012, the price of BTC was at $4. It went to $14. It increased by 218%. In 2013, ladies and gentlemen, BTC started at $14 and then went up to $747, which is 5,428%. I want you to see the similarities. Then in 2014, BTC moved from $747 to $317, which was a decline of negative 58%. After the year, if you are able to count years, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, ladies and gentlemen, we went to 2015, and BTC again was able to increase by 3%. Then it was able to increase by 120. It was able to increase by 1,370. Let's go to 2018. The market went down by negative 74%. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, it went to 95, ladies and gentlemen. Then it went to 305, ladies and gentlemen. Then it went to 60%. Then it went to 60%. Now, I want to be specific, and before I come back here, allow me now take you to something small. I'm not going to go into details about this personally. I just want to share with you something small. Okay, good. Let me go to this. I'm not going to explain details about this stock to flow chart, but I want you to signify and see something. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the first Bitcoin halving happened on the 28th of November 2012. Now let's get back to our chart. We're going to be comparing the two at once, all right? Okay, can we see this? Can we see this figure here? Can we see this? That was the Bitcoin halving. If you look at its price, it is 1,317%. Now let's see when was the next Bitcoin halving. The next Bitcoin halving, ladies and gentlemen, that on a call today happened on the 9th of August 2016. So let me now get back to our chart. Okay, let me mark you so that you don't forget. I've said it happened on, September, on 9th of June, on July 2016, all right? So let's go to 2016 and see what really happened. So 2016, can we be able to see that? This is 2016, 120%. I want someone to see there's something in common. All right, let's go now to 2020. Let's come back here. When was the next Bitcoin halving? The next Bitcoin halving, ladies and gentlemen, happened in 2020. So let us see what happened in 2020. All right. We come back here, 2020. Okay, now this is 2020. This is 2021. And this is, I think, 2012. Was it 2012, 2011? All right. Now, let me compare these 2 years because the one Bitcoin had just come. If you look at these specific years when the Bitcoin halving happened, in this first scenario here, the market started to go up, then the market went again up, and it went most high after the Bitcoin halving. But in the previous year, the market started to go up, ladies and gentlemen, then the market continued to go highest up, then the market during the year of the Bitcoin halving, then the market went down a little bit. This year, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this, the market has started to go up. But can you believe yourself that even in these years, there are people who were in crypto, even in these years, there are people who were in crypto and still went out broke? Even in these years, there are people who were in crypto. I have a friend of mine who has been in crypto for some good years and still is suffering financially. I was listening to him and I asked him, bro, why is it that you still suffer financially, yet you have been available during all the events of Bitcoin? Now, why do we focus on Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen? We focus on Bitcoin because it has 41% dominancy on the market. When Bitcoin goes up, all other cryptocurrencies go up. That's why our focus is on BTC. Having looked at that statistic, ladies and gentlemen, this is 2023. So we have 2023, we have 2024, and we have 2025. 3 straight years, all right? But our strategy is basically focusing on the first year when the market has not yet surged enough, when it has a little surge, so that you could develop enough capital to enjoy the Bitcoin halving. If you have understood that, type a 2 in the chat, because now I'm going straight to the strategy. Now I'm done with the introduction. If you have understood that, our strategy, let me repeat it again. Our strategy is basically to help you, ladies and gentlemen, accumulate enough money that you will use in 2024. If you have understood that, type a 2 in the chat. I understand, ladies and gentlemen. I understand, ladies and gentlemen. I really understand that people want to trade and take 10%, 5%, 6% all the time. But this strategy is basically looking at you taking only 3%, but repeatedly, 3% consistently, 3% for a given period of time to change your life. Now, the 3% strategy, oh no, this is unfair. All right, let me see how I can overcome this. Just a minute. Just a minute. All right. All right. I will overcome it this style so that I'm able to finish up. All right. So this strategy, the 3%, 300-day strategy, has the power to change your finances. Now, I'm not here to talk about, I'll talk a little bit about how you set your coins, but basically the goal is this. Let me start with the power of compounding your money. The strategy is basically looking at your first buying amount. I understand along the line, you'll have more money. So how do you use the strategy? 1, find a certain amount of money you are going to keep in your account for 300 times. You'll find a certain capital you're not going to withdraw, nor disturb throughout this strategy ends. Make sure if you want this strategy to work for you, don't bring money for school fees. Don't bring money for your wedding. I have a friend of mine who was saying, Julius, my wedding is here. People have contributed something. Can I bring it in the market and multiply it? My brother, please don't bring money for your wedding in this strategy. Find a certain amount of money, as low as $15, and bring it for the strategy. Please don't plan to withdraw this money if you are going to have this strategy work for you. Find a certain amount of money that you don't need now. I don't know how I can better explain that. But if you have understood that, type for me 3 in the chat. That is going, you are going to use, you are going to compound this money. It is not money you need now. It is not money you need next week. So find a certain amount of money. If you have $15, settle to that. If you have 500, it's okay. If you have 1,000, it's okay. If you have $2,000, it's okay. All right? As much as you have. Now, after you have found this certain amount of money, you are going to create a first buying amount depending on the amount of money you have. You're going to create a first buying amount depending on the amount of money you have. Let me explain. The best way to win, if you are going to have $15, if you have only $15, it's okay. But if you can have more than $15, it is better. Now, let me go to the mathematics. Hey, I'm going to share my screen. How do we calculate the first buying amount? That's where I'm going to go. Okay. If your first buying amount is $15, if your first buying amount is $15 and you trade a coin, you are supposed to take 3%. So it means that the next first buying amount will be plus 15, which will be the next first buying amount will be 15.45. Now it will be 3% of this, which means that the next first buying amount will be 15.9913. Okay, then the next 3%, ladies and gentlemen, will be this. Okay, the next 3% will be this. Who has understood that? If you have understood that, type for me 1 in the chat. How you determine the first buying amount? The first buying amount, your next first buying amount, your third first buying amount, your fourth. If you have understood, type for me 1 in the chat. How you determine your first buying amount, how you know your next first buying amount. So that is as simple as that. So that is how you know your next, your next, your next, your next, your next, your next. Now, if you only have $15, it might take you long to get out of that trade than someone who has the following capital. If you only have $15, let me make my statement clear. It might take you longer to get out of a trade than someone who has 15 as their first buying amount, but they have a capital that has the power to buy 4 margin calls. Let me explain before I go to the calculator. Then we come to the end of our call. Let me share my screen. And I go to my Royalq. Oh, all coins are getting annoyed. But I don't know what happened. These coins were up already. What happened to BTC? Okay, let me pick this. Okay. I think I need to come back and edit this. I don't know. Maybe I was busy. So if you have 15 as your first buying amount and you can be able to afford this, you will always win your trades faster. This is equal to $465. I'm not going to repeat this. It is 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, which makes it 255 times 15, which makes it around $465. So you'll always get out of the trade faster. If you cannot afford that, then you go in for 2, 3, 5, 8 plus 1, which is equal to around, I think, if I'm right, 19, which is around total capital of 285. If you don't have this, then you go to 2, 3, 4, 5. So this, you must have this money in your account. If you don't have it, it's okay. I'm done with that. Now let me go to, if you cannot calculate, then come and use the compounding calculator. So depending on your capital, if you have $15, it means you have $465. If you keep on compounding your money, at the end of the cycle, you'll have this capital. If you can increase your first buying amount, let me say to around $25, by the end of the 300 days, this will be your return. Now, as you trade, some coins might get out faster, some might delay. Your goal is to get a notebook and a pen and understand, find a notebook and a pen for the strategy and be able to understand there are days your trades will get out faster, there are days your trades will delay. If you can go for 50 as your first buying amount, meaning if 50 is your first buying amount, this is where people are missing out. Some are getting greed along the line. If 50 is my first buying amount, so I'll multiply this by 255. So it means, because if I say 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, it's 31. 31. Okay, I think I don't know. Okay, 31. Right, 31. I think that there's some figure in my head. 31 times 50. You must have $1,550. All the other side, it is, sorry, 31. It's not 255. It is 31, sorry, times 15, which makes it $465. Right? So if you don't have this money, don't put 50 as your first buying amount. You only have $50. You want to turn your $50 to a big win that you don't have currently? It's not possible, ladies and gentlemen. So it is key you keep your first buying amount according to your capital. Okay, let me say it is 25. You see, this is around $800. Let me say it is 30. You see, that is around $930. Let me say it is 900. Let me say it is 35. Move according to your capital. Don't become greedy along the line. I hope that one I'm done. Okay, if you're okay with setting up depending your capital, put for me one in the chat. We're about to come to the end of the call. If you're okay with setting up depending your capital, put one in the chat. Good, good, beautiful. All right. Now let me go to the last thing. Using the calculator in a right way. If you cannot be able to calculate, let me come to my screen. Come and download the calculator. It is called the daily compounding calculator. So what do you do, Julius? You just put 15 as your first buying amount, then calculate. Every day, this calculator is going to give you how much should be your first buying amount. Every day. Make sure the money you bring in the strategy, you are not taking it out. Why? Because if you take it out, the strategy will not work out for you. By the time some of you get to day 100, you will already be stuck. So you need to make sure you're not taking away the money. I understand. Let me also come back to camera. I understand that if you have $465, you will make more money. Keep the money in your trades. Please don't run away with it. Why? If you scroll down the strategy, ladies and gentlemen, you find that as you keep on going down the strategy, the first buying amount increases. And that capital will save you there to help you with supporting you down the line on the margin calls. So if you take the money away, by the time we reach 200 days, you'll have hated yourself. The strategy will not be working for you. You not like what is happening. Your first buying amount will be huge, yet you don't have enough capital to facilitate it. All right? So have the calculator. If you cannot calculate by yourself, so that every time you trade, like me, my first buying amount is $32. I'm using 248.16. That is my target. All right. That is my target. And I'm comfortable with it as I do the rest of my stuff. I want to go to your questions. Questions. Then we come to the end of the call. I don't want to delay here. Questions. Then I come to the end of the call. Are these hands for questions? Let me first lower them down because these hands were up before I started. So I don't understand. Are they questions? Now you can raise them up. Now, if you have a question, raise up your hand. Yes, please, drop your question.
God bless you, Leader Julius. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for all that you have been doing. My question is this. I started with first buying amount 15, and I used Fibonacci, which is about 285. Now I added more money. I want to increase it. So how do I reconcile the first one and the second one now?
I don't understand.
Okay.
You want to increase what?
I've increased. I've got more money. So I want to
then
change
move from Fibonacci, go to double up. Move from Fibonacci, go to double up.
Okay.
Your goal is to get out of the trade faster.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
If it is still moving within $465, go to double up. Don't increase the first buying amount.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yes, Worth Queen.
Good evening, my leader.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. If, for instance, on your second day of trade, your profit is higher than the profit for that particular day, do you put in all the profit, or do you still take just the profit that is meant for that day and leave the rest in the trade?
You leave the rest as your capital because it's going to come to your time when your first buying amount is too huge, yet you don't have enough sufficient funds. So in the strategy, it's also catering that if someone has more capital, they will be able to still keep opening up their margin calls perfectly. So you just keep the percentage. Are we done? Are you okay now?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Since no more questions, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our call for today. If no more questions, if you have questions, feel free to ask it. If no more questions, I wish you the best through the strategy. Today is a Tuesday. So on Thursday, I'll be here for Trading View class. If you want to learn how to pick the coins by yourself, see you on Thursday and Saturday this week. God bless you. Have a blessed night. If no more questions, let me see. Okay, no more questions. All right. I think everything is clear. God bless you. Have a blessed night. So when you ask a question, now I'll just drop you this recording. All right. God bless you. And I wish you the best. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you, everyone.